Yes, guys, good evening. We are back, guys, for another show. In this video, we are going to be talking about Virgil van Dijk's comments made today, this afternoon. Um, Interesting comments coming out from Virgil van Dijk. We're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss the possibility of Trent and Salah maybe leaving and more players because, they're obviously Jurgen Klopp boys and I think the old guard have a very special connection to Jurgen Klopp. But to talk about all that, we have got K-Mac, who is back from his weekend away. K-Mac, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Crazy news. Lots to talk about today. Big up the chat.
Yeah, man, it is crazy. Yeah, big up everyone in the chat. And guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, all that sort of stuff. And then, of course, big up Psychedelic. Go and subscribe to K-Mac's channel as well. Big up Press Seller in the chat. Big up Race Flowers as well. You're all doing well, guys. Big up Daz. Look, I haven't spoken to K-Mac he was away the weekend, so I haven't got his points on the Jurgen Klopp stuff, my friend. First thoughts when you saw this breaking news over the weekend?
It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because if that had happened last year, we'd have been like, oh, okay, maybe time to move on. Things aren't quite working out, but we're absolutely flying, aren't we? And I don't want any distractions to derail our 4-trophy running. It could have two ways on it, really. It could spur us on, give us that siege mentality, and we win it for him, or it could be it derails us because a lot of players are unsure of what's going to happen next. I'm hoping it's the latter. Am I surprised? I don't really know. It'll be 9 years. That's a long tenure at a club.
Mm-hmm.
His average is 8, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I want Alonso. Enough said.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of us are on that Alonso train at the moment. We're all on. I mean, I'm on board the Alonso train because it makes the most sense.
He's a carbon copy.
It's an easier transition from Klopp to Alonso. Play very similar kind of football, and also I think we're going to get to it in a minute. I think it's one that our players will accept as well. But look, you said something there about galvanising the team. Obviously, we played Norwich yesterday and beat them 5-2. Soon someone's done something wrong. Beating them 5-2. Did everyone hear the sirens going past mine? Did you hear that? I don't know what's going on out there.
I don't know why I'm laughing. That's not funny.
No, I don't know what sirens it is.
That could be like an ambulance or someone's getting a domestic.
I live in South London. I live in South East London.
Okay, it's a stabbing then.
It's probably yeah. I live in South East London, man. But yeah, it looks like it's galvanising the team. I think it is going to galvanise the players. I think there's a mentality about these players that, they look up for it. They want to do their best to the boss. And you hear the players speak about him. You hear Naby Keita calling him a father figure. I mean, I don't know what that's about. But obviously these players, it means a lot to them. So I think they will galvanise themselves. But that Norwich game, so I haven't spoke to you about the Norwich game yet. What's your thoughts on the Norwich game? Because I was so impressed by some of the youngsters that play. McConnell playing, Connor Bradley balling out yet again. Joe Gomez at left back, just looking solid. Darwin Núñez completely stepped up since Mo Salah's been away. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, Norwich isn't really a barometer we can use, to be honest. I mean, they didn't even have their first choice goalkeeper, and they played that McAdam, who looked all over the shop, to be fair. I think they had a centre back that hadn't played all season as well, the Scottish lad. I can't remember his name. He was crap anyway. But for us to be able to blood a load of youngsters again, I can't really call them kids anymore because they're just first team players for me. They look like Premier League players. Like Connor Bradley, he's played 4 games for us. He's got 2 Man of the Match awards. He's 20 years old. He's absolutely phenomenal. there's rumours that, like, Trent might not sign a new contract. Trent might get sold. Like, Connor Bradley looks like a great replacement for me. Like, we haven't got ample size, but wow, like, and we're looking at Virgil van Dijk as a possibility, not signing his contract. You got Jarrell Quansah. He's like a carbon copy. Just looks like a Rolls Royce. I don't know. It's and the fact that we've got another home game as well in the FA Cup is unbelievable. Like, it could all be written in the stars that the next 10 games are all smooth sailing and everything's hunky-dory. Loads of players coming back. I've sat there and said the future's bright, but wouldn't you like Klopp to have this team for the next couple of years?
Yeah, that's why I was a bit like. That's why we're all shocked. That's why we're all shocked by the news, because we've been speaking about it, thinking like, hey, he's just going to sign a new deal because.
Is he going to Barca? That I'm going to say it
now.
now.
Thing, right, this will piss me off. Right, this will piss me off. If Jurgen leaves Liverpool and has no break and just goes to Barcelona, then
weird.
That would piss me off, because someone's lying. Someone's lying. Something's happened where he has to leave, and then we're having to investigate it, because then someone in the club is bullshitting and Klopp's been outed, basically, and that's why he's leaving. If he goes to Barcelona in the summer, straight away leaving Liverpool, then we know something's happened behind the scenes. Definitely. If he has a year off, then we know what he says was true. He's taking a year off, taking a break. With the Barcelona,
and then goes to Barca.
Yeah, I mean, the Barcelona one is interesting.
Because he's going. Like, Xavi's going. Like he said.
Yeah, Xavi's going. He's going
as
well. I mean, the Barcelona thing's interesting.
Would you swap them?
I don't like Xavi. I prefer there's another Xavi I'd rather have.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the other Xavi I'd have. Yeah.
I think Alonso suits Liverpool to a T. Alonso. Look, Alonso. I keep saying this. He would have, I think, the majority of the fan base behind him if he became Liverpool manager. I think a De Zerbi, I think 60% of the fan base would be behind him. And Inzaghi, 50% of the fan base. But I think Alonso would have a lot of the fan base behind him straight away. He's got a love for the club. He's already said it. I think he said it in an interview. He said, although I'm Spanish and I should call Madrid my home, Liverpool has got my pull. And there's something about the club he loves, and he knows the club. He knows how important it is to win things at our club. He knows how to represent our club. So him coming in as manager is quite it's a more stable transition than any other manager, in my opinion. So it's up to Spearman. Is it David Spearman? His name? He's in charge of
Will Spearman.
Will Spearman. That's it. Will Spearman's in charge of finding the next manager. So it's all on him. People keep thinking. This is why I keep saying about FSG. FSG is not just John W. Henry. It's a massive institution, and it's up to Will Spearman to find the new manager for Liverpool Football Club. It's down to him to do it. So, apparently, what's his name? What's the seat? Not Billy Hogan. What's the other one's name? Graham, ain't it? What's his
Mike
Graham, ain't it? Mike Graham. Apparently, he got on the phone recently to. Do you read this? So apparently yesterday he got on the phone to Jurgen Klopp, and they offered him a blank checkbook to sign a new contract to change his mind. They were going to make him the most paid manager in world football.
Well, they should have rang Julia, his wife, because she's the one who got him to stay last time.
Mike Gordon. That's it. They'll go off, and Mike Gordon rung him up, and basically with a blank checkbook, and said whatever you want. Pretty much offering to be the most paid manager in world football. That's just
the Alonso thing. He did an interview in 2017 when he wasn't even manager. When he was doing his coaching badges, and he was going to he was going to try management with Real Sociedad, because he was at Real Sociedad, wasn't he, before Leverkusen?
Club,
yeah. I think he was like doing his coaching badges there, and he was maybe managing the U team or something. But they asked him about Liverpool, and he said, yeah, if the opportunity comes along and I'm a manager and I've got pedigree, then I'd definitely take the Liverpool job. And they've even come out and said as well by Leverkusen that they wouldn't stand in his way. And his numbers in every single area, statistically wise, in management and the way his team plays, is just perfect for Liverpool. I've been looking at it. It's better. It's actually better.
He plays at 5 at the back, don't he? With,
it's just it's incredible. It's incredible football, mate. Honestly, he's unbeaten.
He plays that. He plays that midfield too. See now, right? The thing with Alonso, and I've been thinking about this. Right, we haven't seen what Alonso's management's like when he goes for a bit of a rut. That's the only thing, because everything's been bright at the moment, and he's undefeated as a manager. Everything's bright and rosy at the moment. So we haven't seen how he reacts to adversity. We haven't seen that from him yet, and it probably happen along this season as we go on into the later stages of the season, especially in Germany for him. So, yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see. But his style of football is very attractive. There's something special about him. Look, people like Real Madrid and Bayern Munich don't mention him by name if there ain't something special about him as a manager. And I think Liverpool would definitely got to be looking at him. Be at Edward in the house, like you're doing well, my friend. Midnight Beat say, don't know you guys afraid we'll go be where we were before we got Klopp. It all depends what manager they get in, my friend. If they get the appointment. I think we can all agree with this. Yeah, it's very, very difficult to upgrade Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
We upgraded on Brendan Rodgers. Quite an easy thing to do, really. But Jurgen Klopp, who are you upgrading him with a manager? Pep Guardiola?
It's not going to be an upgrade.
Exactly. So any manager you go get is going to be a downgrading manager, right? So we're going to have to acknowledge there will be a little bump in the road while Liverpool are, a new manager's going to come in with a whole new backroom staff. New sporting director. It's all going to be different in the summer. New manager, new coaching staff, new sporting director, which we're going to get to in a minute because there's a little rumour. So it's going to be a lot different. So because of that, we've had Virgil come out today. It says lean way into it. Look, Virgil's comments today. So Virgil van Dijk. Look, this is not the full article. It's just comments.
It doesn't make many comments, Virgil, so you should really listen to what he says. Dijk
says he's unsure whether he will be at Liverpool when Jurgen Klopp departs this summer. It is still the same, but at the end of the season, there will be different things happening, of course. But that's for the club to sort out. Virgil van Dijk says we can speak about the situation about what will happen next year every week, but it doesn't change. It's noise we don't need, and that's why we focus on getting the job done, and that's why I feel nothing has changed. Obviously, it will be the end of Jurgen Klopp era. I'm very glad that I am still part of it. That is why I don't speak about it, but I'm still part of it. Now, he said that and then came out and said about, I'm not sure if I'm going to be here next season. Now, this is what I'm going to say on the whole Jurgen Klopp, on the whole Virgil van Dijk thing. I think he's correct in saying what he's saying because he's going to be 33 years of age. He's got a contract that needs to be renewed because it runs out in 2025. So this summer will be his last year at Liverpool. He wants assurances that the club are going to go in the right direction after Jurgen Klopp. He only knows Jurgen Klopp and the backroom staff since he's been at Liverpool. That's all he knows. And he wants assurances that if I sign a new deal, you're going to get the appointment correct, the coaching staff, the manager, the sporting director. You get all that correct, then I'll sign a new deal. You don't, I'm off. So from a player's point of view, from what Virgil's saying, K-Mac, I actually agree with what he's saying. I don't have any problem with it. My issue with it, does it needed to be said so soon after Klopp said he's going to quit?
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's my thing, because he's our captain. He's our captain.
Yeah, he's the captain.
I don't know. I think as fans we can all understand where he's coming from because of everything. Yeah, I just don't know if I needed to hear it just now after only 3 days ago I'm getting told my manager's leaving. I don't want to hear my captain saying I might be following him out the door as well. That is the only thing I don't want to know. I don't like.
Yeah, for me, it's poor judgment, really. Like he should just say, look, we've only just found out, like, the whole team's gonna digest what's happened. Give us a bit of time. Like, we're maybe gonna look at our options in the future, but we're fully behind Liverpool FC. Say you're behind the bloody club, like, a manager goes, a manager comes. Like, LFC carries on going. You're our captain. You need to be stronger there, I feel, and that it's a bit poor judgment because we're all still up in the air about Salah. We're all still up in the air about Trent because they still haven't signed new contracts. They're winding down to their last year in the summer. So, and for him, he's also down to his last year. And the fact that we've got like Thiago and we've also got Matip who aren't signing new contracts, and they're not going to, are they? Let's be honest. So they're gone. And we just had a massive exodus the season before. Don't really need that. I need the new captain to be a bit more confident in us going forward. Yeah.
And look,
it's a bit poor. It's a bit poor, if I'm honest.
The thing is, it don't matter if you read snippets of it or the full story. It's still said.
Yeah.
And
I don't know whether I'm going to be here when Klopp goes. Well, he goes next year.
I mean,
he goes at the end of the year, mate.
And by the way, I'm not having a go at him. I think Virgil's right. I agree with Virgil van Dijk. He's 33 years of age. Going to be 33. He's coming to the end of his contract. And the manager that he absolutely loves and adores is leaving the football club. And he's only ever played under him in his coaching staff. And he doesn't quite trust the ownership to make sure they do everything right for him to sign a new deal. I have no problem with it. No problem.
I hope he doesn't take him to Barcelona with him.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him saying it whatsoever. It's just that it came out. I have more of a problem about Paul. I think it's Paul Groist or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Why ask him just after Jurgen's left?
Yeah.
Yeah, why ask him after Jurgen's left? I don't need to hear it. I literally, as a fan, don't need to hear it just now. We're only just getting used to the Klopp leaving. Don't interview anyone. Why are you looking for interviews and all that? Forget about it. Let the team just play. Why the media? What don't get is why our own media is interviewing these guys to try and get things up. What you guys go do now? Klopp's left. You off as well. I don't want to hear it just now. Let the season play out.
Because they can't get to Klopp.
Let the season play out, man.
Yeah.
Let the season play out. You know what I'm saying? Virgil probably said a lot of nice things in that interview as well. There's no doubt about it. He probably said a lot of nice things in that interview, and some of it may be taken out of context. There's no doubt about that, right? But he still said things that he said. And I don't really blame Virgil. I blame the people that are. Why interview him and ask him these questions after Jurgen said, I don't care. I don't want to know. It's like your mum dying, and then 2 days later you find out your dad's not your dad. It's like that's what it's like. It's like I didn't need to know all this. I'm grieving here. I don't need to know that just now, and I didn't need to know it. I could have carried on my life perfectly fine, but no, you had to go and kill me with 2 bullets now, didn't you? You had to shoot me down with 2 bullets. And I keep saying I don't blame Virgil for leaving if he wants to. I don't blame him. He's got his future to look forward to, and what he wants to do going forward. So I don't blame Virgil in one bit.
Luke, I'm your father. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just sick and tired of these interviewers. These, and they work for the Echo as well. You'd think at the moment Liverpool media would not want to talk to and get stories out of the players while we're in the middle of a season. Forget about it. Klopp has said what he said. He's leaving. He's not changing his mind. He's going. He's exhausted and he's shattered and he can't do it no more. So he wants to leave. He wants to step down. As he said, the ownership will never go to sack him. So he's taken it upon himself to go. And he can't see out the rest of his contract. Right? That's enough. That's enough. Let the rest of the team just play out this season. For goodness sake, we don't need any more people. Like, fans are already starting now. Fans are already on social media. This is the problem when you do these videos, these interviews. On social media and Twitter especially, you get snippets throwing out everywhere. And people will talk. And now people are going to be talking and go, so is Virgil committed for the rest of the season? Which, of course, he is. We all know Virgil's committed till the end of the season. But people go think like that in their head. And it doesn't make for a good atmosphere. You know what I mean? It don't make for a good atmosphere. But it's just.
Well, Salah will be the one that gets asked next, mate.
Yeah, it was more that we wasn't sure whether he would be in the new regime plans. Gross didn't ask him. It was part of a conversation in the mixed room after the game. It was part of an interview.
He should have kept his mouth shut.
Ask him as part of a conversation in the mixed room after the game. Well, that's fair enough. It's just keep it behind the scenes. It doesn't need to be printed. Do you know what I mean? Keep it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I could understand that. Questions being thrown around. Keep it behind the scenes. Don't print it. Don't print it. Don't put it out. And then Sky Sports get hold of it. And obviously Sky Sports are going to just highlight all the main parts of the conversation. They're not going to put the whole conversation out there. They're going to highlight the main parts of the conversation and throw it out there. So I am not concerned about Virgil van Dijk. Let me just put that out there to everyone right now. He will be completely committed to Liverpool Football Club till the day he leaves. There's not an issue there. But the problem is there's going to be fans out there who don't think that. And that's the issue for me. That's the issue for me. So, and this is going to keep going. You reckon Mo Salah ain't going to be asked next? Do you reckon Mo Salah and Trent are not going to be asked next? They're the other two that have got contracts running at 2025. They're the three. Yeah. Are they going to be asked next?
I mean, so you look at those three. If all of those went, that's a war chest for the next manager. That's a war chest. That's like Coutinho money that Klopp spent wisely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even if Salah just went, there's Jan Mulby's come out as well and said that that he thinks the Mo Salah deal's already been signed from last year, and he thinks it's near enough 200 million. And that money's going to be the war chest for the next manager, a bit like Coutinho.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
And if it is, who you signing? Well, I'd say your first port of call is probably a replacement for Salah, and then probably a centre back.
Yeah, maybe. Mark says Netflix doc was forced on Klopp without his say so last straw, and it makes the announcement 3 days later. He had his team. I believe with that, Klopp's already said he doesn't mind doing it. I don't think that was it anyway, because Klopp would have said it in the interview.
Are we getting Ted Lasso? Are we getting Ted Lasso then?
Yeah, they're doing a Netflix special about Klopp's last days at Liverpool, aren't they? And they're having camera crew follow Liverpool and Klopp around till the end of the season.
That's more stuff that we just don't need.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it should be.
Don't need shit like that derailing this run.
Look, don't get me wrong. I think all of us here right now are going to be watching it, but
I'll be watching it just for Curtis Jones.
Yeah, it should be something that we have. Look, I don't like it, but I do think if that was an issue, look, Klopp would have said it in the press conference. Klopp ain't scared about coming forward, and he would have mentioned that for me. He would have gone, yeah, look, I want to leave. They want to do this documentary. I've always told them I don't want that at the football club as long as I'm manager. But because I'm leaving, I gave it the say. I gave it the say so. Yeah, do it. But he never mentioned any of that. And what they got, FSG ain't going to sack him, are they? He could have. Look, Klopp could have slagged FSG off to their face in that interview. What they go turn around and sack him? He's leaving at the end of the season. It don't really, if they sack him, they got to buy him out for the remaining of his contract. If he leaves, they don't have to. So They ain't going to do anything, man.
He always said he'd walk away.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look.
I mean, this happened in November, didn't it? This happened in November, which is weird because I said I'd give him till November, and I actually want him to stay after how well he's done. But
and you know, like we was all you and me especially were a bit angry and upset with Klopp last season and asking what's wrong with him. He doesn't seem right. There's something off. It's not him. He looks tired and shattered. You know, he looks like he can't be bothered anymore. Guess what? We were right.
Yeah, we were right.
He's admitted it himself. He actually wanted to leave halfway through the season, but his wife stopped him.
Yeah.
You know, he actually wanted to leave halfway through the season because he shattered. And then when we had our summer transfer window and we got new players in, he felt a bit of like, oh, okay, I've got a younger team here now. I've got new players. I want to give this a go. And as the season's gone on, he's just like, I can't do it. I literally can't do it. I ain't got the energy. I've not got the energy. I've got enough energy to finish this season off, but I can't do it next year as well. So, yeah, we were right, man. We were right. There's nothing nothing wrong with what we said, that's for sure. Big up, Gory. How you doing, my friend? And people that have said it, you know, they're just.
Who do you want then?
Who do I want?
What's your top three? Yeah, what's your top three?
Top three managers: Xavi Alonso, Xavi Alonso, Xavi Alonso.
Okay.
I just don't. Look, I don't think there's anyone out there. Look, unless Liverpool go and get a really experienced manager, but there's a lot of really look. Who's the manager of Everton again? What's his name?
Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche is far more experienced than Xavi Alonso. But who are you picking out of Xavi Alonso and Sean Dyche?
Xavi Alonso.
Exactly. So when people keep talking about experience, it doesn't really matter if they're shit. You know, I mean? Like everyone keeps getting experience. The manager, I'm going to tell everyone now, the management pool in football right now is very small. The talent, like Mourinho is not Mourinho 2005. Conte is not as that Conte anymore.
I don't want those managers.
The geezer at Juventus is not the same geezer anymore. You got Pep Guardiola at Man City, he ain't going nowhere. And you got Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid, he ain't going nowhere. And Diego Simeone is on 40 million a year, he ain't going nowhere. So, like, who do you go and get? What's the talent out there? De Zerbi? I think De Zerbi and Alonso are the two people. I think it's out of them two.
I think De Zerbi and Alonso as well. They're my top two.
I think Will Spearman's job, I think what his job is, because he's an analysis expert, ain't he? And he looks at the data and all that. And his job is going to be what Alonso and De Zerbi, what have they got best to give Liverpool Football Club right now as a manager. And I think they're just looking at them two. I don't think there is anyone else. I don't think Almiron from Sporting Lisbon's in it. I'd be shocked.
He's only 39, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know much about him either.
I don't think he's won a league. I don't think he's won a league yet. I think he's runner-up a lot behind Benfica. De Zerbi for me, just a little bit about De Zerbi for me. De Zerbi for me, if the rumours are about our director of football incoming are right, which I think are very close to the mark, by the way, and you're probably going to talk about this anyway. De Zerbi fits perfectly working with him at Liverpool and FSG. That would be a match made in heaven, seriously, for all of those reasons. But if you're looking to have a person come in who's got the fans, which is really important, by the way, and can work with the restraints which FSG give you, and also bring in youth and work with the tactics that we've already got implemented through Klopp, through our youth team and into our squad now, Alonso's the perfect fit for me. And the affiliation with the fans, like he'd literally come in and he'd just get fanfare. Like the fans love him. He didn't win anything with Liverpool, by the way, apart from the Champions League. But he could come in and do a fantastic job. Like, and I've looked at the way Bayern Leverkusen play, the way Liverpool play, it's a mirror image. It's actually better. Like he actually plays better football, like more possession based, more attacking. Uses the left and the right backs like wingers, which is what we used to do. Like it's really interesting.
Yeah,
And the guy from Girona, Michael, I think he'll be the replacement for Pep Guardiola. Sorry.
well, he's linked. Look, Man City own the other. The team that's top in Spain is owned by Man City, so that's
yeah, it's Pep's brother who owns the club.
exactly. Yeah, Alonso has pedigree, man. This is bigger, Noah. Alonso has pedigree. This is what people forget. His playing career, he's won everything. Look who he's played for. Look who he's played under. Rafa, Mourinho, Pep. You know, Carlo Ancelotti. Did he play under Carlo?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Ancelotti,
But he has played under managers. He's got the stuff he's got to take on board. What to do, you know, and I just feel like he'll have the most respect if you get Alonso in with his coaching staff, and I've got a feeling he might ask Stevie to be assistant coach, you know, and comes in with his coaching staff and brings Stevie on board on the coaching staff as well. And then with the brand new sporting director, who might as well talk about it. So yeah, there's
and that could also be the reason why Klopp's leaving, by the way.
So Graham Bailey,
fell out with him.
Graham Bailey has put it out there that there has been very lots of links with a surprise return for Michael Edwards. Now, Michael Edwards left when he left. We know, look, no one really knows why Michael Edwards left. Yeah, that could be true, Edward. That could be true. But if it's for his boyhood club, Liverpool, he might. But you are right.
See Gerrard leaving. He's just signed a contract and he's the highest paid manager in the world.
I don't know.
He's crap.
Xabi Alonso goes to Stevie, do you want to come on board with me as part of my coaching staff at Liverpool? He loves Xavi. He loves Liverpool, obviously. He might go, you know what? Because it might, in Stevie's mind, it might be the link for him to get the job eventually. Like he works under Xabi Alonso. He works on the coaching staff at Liverpool and for like 5-6 years and then eventually takes that job. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, so there's rumours that if Edwards comes back, you're probably right, Aaron, about Gerrard being too big. If Edwards comes back with an Alonso in charge, and we go back, because I think we're going to go back to data-driven transfers like we used to.
Yeah.
So obviously the last 2 years, 18 months, our transfer have been more run by Pep Linders and Jurgen Klopp and the transfer committee on, like, you know, Pep Linders scouts a lot of players. Pep Linders scouted Diaz. Pep Linders scouted Gakpo, them sort of players. I don't think we would have bought Gakpo if we went on the data research like we used to. If Liverpool go back to that data transfer research under Michael Edwards with Alonso in charge, I think we'd be all right. Because if you go back when Michael Edwards was our sporting director, Will Spearman and Ian Graham is his name, were the transfer committee on the analysts and the data and all that. That's when we bought all our best players. That's when we bought all our best players in that era. Now, if we go back to that era with Michael Edwards and Xabi Alonso in charge, I think it works reasonably well for me. I don't know about you, Matt. What do you reckon?
No, I agree. And if we're looking at those type of managers, then it makes sense because they don't spend big money. They don't sign, world-class players like as they're world-class. If you look at what Xabi Alonso's done, I don't think Xabi Alonso spent any money. Like I think he was in the green because he got like 70 million for Diaby he sold the striker he had. Is it Mumani? Was it Mumani who he sold to PSG for like a ridiculous amount of money? He bought like
Maybe.
Boniface and Grimaldo and Frimpong. He bought like a couple of players in, and he's just turned that team into an absolute monster of a team. Like he really has. Like he's lost loads of players to the AFCON, and they're still kicking ass, still playing incredible football. Yeah, I don't think he spent a lot of money at all. You know, I think Victor Boniface cost him like 2 million or something like that from Spain.
Yeah.
And he's just been an absolute revelation. And he's managed their team really well. Like obviously he's got Wirtz, he's a really, really good player, but he's been injured for a while. But selling Diaby, like Diaby was their best player at one stage. Yeah, he got Granit Xhaka for like 8 million, I think it was, and he's been an. I mean, I haven't followed him as much as maybe I should now. now that he's linked to being our next manager, and I'm sure a lot of people will know a lot more about German football in the next couple of months. But yeah, I just think he's been absolutely sensational. Like, you know what he could get from our squad is quite scary. If he's already got like, I think it's like 9 goals from Grimaldo and 7 from Frimpong, and they're just like left backs and right backs.
Yeah.
Like, what he could do with like, if he did use Trent more as a right back, right winger type sketch, and then you got the likes of, if you're going to have Andy Robinson back, or you're going to play Joe Gomez, it's pretty good, like, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, I keep saying this about our squad. I think Liverpool have the best squad depth in the Premier League, and I actually think that's been proven this season. I literally think that's been proven this season with the players that we've had out and players coming in and still doing a job. I think the depth in our, look, I'm not saying our squad's the best. I'm saying we have the best depth. City have the best 11 on the pitch, and then I think Liverpool run them very close. But for depth wise, look, Man City ain't got a huge depth in their team, but they got a tremendous squad where Liverpool got tremendous depth. And that's showing this season. That's why I said I didn't think we needed a signing in January. And by the looks of it, no one wants to sign anyone in January anyway. So,
yeah,
because everyone's scared to.
we're going to send 2 good loans out though, by the way, by the looks of it.
Yeah. So Calvin Ramsey's going on loan, isn't he?
That's a great loan to Bolton. That's basically what made Bradley.
It's what made
Bradley
is
now.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So they trust.
I think it's a great loan.
They obviously trust these teams that they're loaning them to, the Blackburns and the Boltons and stuff like that. That they go play a lot of football and they go learn as well. Mans them up as well. Mans them up. You look at Conor Bradley right now, and he's doing bits, man. He's been exceptional while Trent's away this month of January. My worry is, I said this in my morning video. My worry about it though is that when Trent and Robbo and all that are fit, we just go back to the way it was. And I don't think Robbo should get back in the team. Trent, I understand because he's Trent, but I ain't having Robbo at left back over Gomez at the moment.
I've got to be honest, mate. I don't really want Trent back in there. Not as a right back. Like, play him in midfield.
Yeah.
Like, Bradley's not put a foot wrong. Like, seriously, like Gomez has quite possibly been the best English defender this year. Like, hands down. Like,
not many.
I can't see anyone better than him. For me, we brought Robbo on. We brought Robbo on against Norwich, and he spent most of the time in their penalty box. And I'm sat there going, have you not learned how to play in this team now? Because Gomez is the way you have to play. You play like Gomez, then you'll get a chance of getting in the team. But if you're just going to stand in their penalty area where you don't score for a start, because you never score. And you're leaving us wide open at the back for the break, which they did, and they scored. Funny enough, it was a good goal though, by the way, but they still scored. Then you're not learnt anything. And for me, I'd be fine with him being sold at the end of this year. I really would. There's a couple of players that I think we should probably move on if we're going to move our manager on, which we can obviously talk about. One of them is the King. I feel like that could be a real problem for the next manager. More good than bad. Sorry, more bad than good.
The thing with Mo, if Mo doesn't sign a new deal, you don't really want Mo with a year left in his contract deciding he's not going to sign a new deal with a brand new manager.
No.
It'd be easier to just let Mo go and let the new manager come in and buy his replacement. And start fresh. It's got to be. This is the end of. Let's talk about it, right, guys. This is an end of an era. What's happening at Liverpool right now is an end of an era. Jurgen Klopp's leaving. He's taking all his coaching staff. They're all going as well. We're not leaving with him, but they're going off elsewhere to do other jobs. Although I think if Klopp ends up somewhere else in a year's time, they'll probably join him. But they're all going to do their own thing. So no manager, no coaching staff, and at the moment, no sporting director. This club is starting completely and utterly fresh. And it's going to be...
There's no Klopp 2.0. There's no Klopp
Liverpool 2.0. But Liverpool like Klopp 2.0. Said, there's a Liverpool 2.0, but it doesn't mean I'm part of it. You know what I mean? And he's leaving. What I will say about Jurgen, he's leaving the club in a good state. He's leaving the club in a good state. The team's in a better position than Arsene Wenger when he left Arsenal, Man United. I know Matt Ferguson won the Premier League when he left, but I don't know how he done it because that team was shambolic. And
there was no one challenging.
After. Yeah, and look, everything's there. It's down to the owners. And I think what Virgil said earlier in this interview that's been mapped out everywhere with different headlines and stuff like that and quotations. As I said, I haven't read the full thing, but obviously the quotations that people have taken out of it are real quotes. But he's putting pressure on the ownership. You want me to stay, get the right man. That's basically what he's saying. You want me to stay at Liverpool, get the right man in charge after Jurgen and I sign on the dotted line. Basically what he's saying. And that's probably what Mo's going to say. I think with Trent, the only team I see Trent leaving to is Real Madrid, and that's it. So he wouldn't go anywhere else. So I think Trent stays just because of that connection, obviously with the club more than anyone else. But with Salah and Virgil, I think they'll be looking at.
I've said this to you before. Trent goes to Real Madrid. Sorry, I've said it to you before. I don't change my mind on it because Real Madrid are desperate for a new right back next year. If they don't get Mbappe, I can see them going for Trent. And Trent spent so much time with Bellingham.
Look,
he's with Bellingham every time he's got any time off. He's with Bellingham. Like even their girlfriends know each other. Like it makes sense to me. I don't want him to go. By the way,
I just feel like Liverpool can't afford that to happen. They just can't afford that to happen. I think they just got to give Trent what he wants. They got to give.
Mate,
I think with Virgil and Salah,
I think we're a better team without the pair of them in it. I seriously do, mate. I feel like there's like huge weights that weigh our team down and opposition just know how to play against us because we're just so one-dimensional with Trent and Salah in the team. Like, I know it's crazy. It's crazy to say it, but like honestly, we just look like a different outfit when we haven't got Salah and we haven't got Trent in the team.
But then with a different manager, it might be a different circumstance.
Exactly. Like
if Trent, the new manager Alonso comes in and he plays 5 at the back, playing Trent at right wing back is, suited to his game.
Oh, get bags of goals.
Yeah, it's suited to his game, and it'll play a different way to what Jurgen does. So that's why I'm saying with Trent, I think Trent stays. I think the ownership will go look at it and go, right, Virgil's 33. on big wages. Mo Salah's going to be 32. He's on big wages. They both love Jurgen Klopp. They're basically here for him. They're the two I think that could leave the football club. I think Trent will stay and then make Trent captain, and Trent will be like Mr. Liverpool sort of thing. And I can see Mo and Virgil going. They're putting pressure on the owners, and rightly so as well. I'm not going to disagree with it. They're basically saying to the owners, "Look, yes, we love Jurgen Klopp, and that's why we're here. But we also love this team at the same time, and love the people in the stadium and everything about this team. So we'll stay, but you got to get the right man in charge. You get the right man in charge. We're signing on the dotted line. You don't bring in the right man that me and Mo don't feel like are up to it. Then we'll leave for a free, or you'll have to sell us in the summer." That's the thing. This season's mad. And this is why I'm going to keep saying it. For me, Liverpool need to name the new manager before the end of the season, so we know where we're going.
The fact that they're asking Alonso, like, already, and his club's already come out and said, if he wants to go, he's got our blessing, and he's also got something in his contract as well, which says that he can go to Liverpool, Bayern Munich, or Real Madrid. I just think it's interesting. And also the fact that these names keep on coming out now. So it's now Virgil van Dijk, it's Salah, it's Trent. You know, they seem to be the players that are being mentioned as maybe they're part of the exodus. They're all the players that Klopp. They're all the players that Klopp made. Like, if Robbo goes, there's no one left apart from Ali, and obviously Gomez.
Yeah,
Matip will be gone. Matip will be gone.
It's gotta be a sign of a new Liverpool in the summer. That's why I want the manager to be named before the end of the season. You know, I want that manager to be named at the end of the season, because then we know what's happening. We know so and so's going to come in, like Xabi Alonso and all. Xabi Alonso's going to be Liverpool manager. You know, they name it at the end of the season. Xabi Alonso to Liverpool is happening. He'd be taken after Jurgen Klopp as soon as the domestic and European club football finishes. Xabi Alonso will be taken over as Liverpool manager. And then as a fan base, we can we can breathe a sigh of relief. We know he's our manager now. Got to bring his backroom staff in. The sporting director for me is either going to be the guy from Bournemouth, or it's going to be Michael Edwards. It's going to be one of them. By the way, the guy from Bournemouth that they're looking at is very good friends with Michael Edwards. So, you know, they might have, you know, a bit of connection there. So
he's pretty good as well, by the way.
Yeah, and if he comes in and they get Alonso in, and then the players can look at it. So Virgil and Mo can look at it before they go away at the Euros in the summer. Well, Virgil, not Mo. When they go and have their summer break or go to the Euros in the summer, they can go, right, Xabi Alonso's going to be my manager next season. He's got his coaching staff in. I've got this sporting director in there. The club's got a vision. That's signed. That's sort of deal out. But if the manager is not named through the whole summer till the beginning of the next season, they're off, as far as I'm concerned. They'll be gone.
Can you imagine this as well? Just a scenario. Can you imagine Liverpool versus Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League final? Our manager who's leaving against the manager that's coming in next season.
Yeah.
That's like a really good preview, isn't it?
It could happen, man. He's got a very big possibility.
That's to be fair, well, isn't it? That's getting played in Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, Jamie, I think the owners already knows coming. We don't need to know. As long as the players know, I don't care if the fans, like, if we know, I don't. As long as the players know. Players need to know, for me. They need some security. So, by the sounds of it, it's Alonso De Zerbi. I don't think they're looking at anyone else. I think it's going to be Xabi Alonso De Zerbi.
If we are going for De Zerbi, though, we need to get him before Man United do. Because I know Man United want him.
Yeah, big up Lakers just messaging me as well. Big up Lakers. And I've seen it on Twitter as well. So Thomas Tuchel's just said he's leaving Bayern Munich at the end of the season as well. So Xavi's leaving Barcelona and Thomas Tuchel's leaving Bayern Munich. And Julian Nagelsmann is probably going to leave Germany after the Euros. There'll be 3 managers out and about.
I don't mind Nagelsmann, you know. I don't mind Nagelsmann either.
Yeah, Thomas Tuchel's
very good manager.
Thomas Tuchel's a no-no. Thomas Tuchel's a no. I can't stand Thomas Tuchel.
Oh no, I don't want him. No,
I can't stand him. But yeah, because there was rumours last night that Arteta said he was leaving Arsenal, didn't he, at the end of the season?
Yeah, that's correct.
He's going to Barcelona. I think that might happen, actually.
Yeah, I do as well.
I think Arteta might go to Barcelona. I don't see Klopp at Bayern Munich because I think Klopp, like with Liverpool, he wouldn't do that at Dortmund and Mainz.
No way.
And I don't think he's very fond of Bayern Munich either.
No, he doesn't like Bayern Munich. He stole all his players.
Yeah, it'd be funny, though, wouldn't it? That no one's won the German league against Bayern Munich since Klopp's left. Klopp was the last manager
Alonso.
to win the German league against Bayern Munich.
Written in the stars,
it'd be funny that Jurgen Klopp's then again the manager that wins the German league with Bayern Munich if he went back.
No, but imagine that though. Imagine that scenario. Like no one's won the Bundesliga since Klopp over Bayern Munich, and then we get a manager that could win it this year, which would be Alonso. So he's only 2 points clear, by the way. I think we're only 2 points clear as well, aren't we? No, we're 5 points clear now. But that's interesting though, isn't it? That like if Alonso won it, then we'd get another guy which had won the Bundesliga.
Yeah,
over Bayern.
I do think Russell's right here, though. De Zerbi comes, everyone leaves. I think you are right. I don't think De Zerbi. There's something about him. I don't. There's something about him that I don't really like, personality-wise. For me, personality-wise, he's the opposite of Jurgen. Does play great football. I will give him that. Everywhere he's been, he made Susalulu or whatever they're pronounced. He made them play good football, but I don't know. I'm not sure on him.
Wasn't he with Shakhtar Donetsk as well?
Yeah, he won the league with Shakhtar, I think, didn't he?
In the Ukrainian league.
Yeah, I think he won the Ukrainian league with him. But
look, I think he's a good manager, mate. I think he plays really good football. Like, do I really need someone who's like an ass kisser or like a showman?
I like that.
He's a good manager.
I don't know.
I'd love. Look, Alonso's my first pick. All right, no doubt.
I think it's between Alonso and De Zerbi. I don't think there is any other.
I think De Zerbi plays the football that suits us. Like, it's the football I want to watch.
There's only one other. I think Alonso and De Zerbi are the two front runners that they're looking at mostly, but there is a third. No one's going to like it. Thomas Frank.
I don't know.
He's going to be the third person they're going to look at because Thomas Frank has got that energetic personality, a bit like Jurgen. Yeah, bit wacky, bit crazy. Plays decent football as well, to be fair to Thomas Frank. Brentford are a hard team to play against. He comes from a money ball team in Brentford.
Yeah.
So he's used to that system already. If he came to Liverpool, he'd be like, okay, I've been dealing with Brentford system as money ball. Now I'm dealing just at the higher end of money ball with Liverpool and FSG. So there's no difference. That is they're the three. I literally do think they're the three managers that they're looking at. I think Thomas Frank is someone just in the distance a little bit, but I think they're two favourites, De Zerbi and Alonso, and I think they're going to work out of them two who's going to be the manager. But yeah, now I've said that, Frank. The thing is, though, everyone don't want Thomas Frank, and neither do I. But everyone's sort of in the chat. I bet secretly they're like, no, it does make sense because of FSG. It does make sense, and that's the issue there.
I mean, is there any other managers that have kind of done what Klopp has done since when we signed Klopp? When we signed Klopp, he was runner-up Bundesliga twice. He won the Bundesliga twice. He got to the Champions League twice. He'd won the Pokal Cup, I think, twice. You know what I mean? Are there any managers at that level now?
And also at the same time, you could see Klopp was elite.
I don't see that. I don't see anyone.
There ain't managers like that no more.
At that level.
And Klopp was elite at that level. Everyone forgets where he took Dortmund. Dortmund were a rock. They were a failing football club after they won the European Cup in '97, and they were on their arse and were an old team as well. And Jurgen come in a bit like Liverpool in a way, and when he was there, when they were winning back-to-back German leagues, they're arguably the second or third best team in Europe at the time. The players they had, they were a tremendous side, and
so I'm just thinking about that. Obviously, what I've just said. So if we're looking around, not the world, just say Europe, for example, has Nagelsmann won a couple of leagues in different countries? Yes. Has Inzaghi won a couple of leagues? Yes. Has Unai Emery won a couple of trophies in different countries? Yes. Smith's won a few.
I don't know if it's all about winning trophies either.
No, but that's what I mean. What are we looking at? Are we looking at that?
Like Unai Emery has won a shitload of trophies, yeah, but I wouldn't have him at Liverpool. It's just I don't know. I just want to get
he'd leave Villa anyway. By the way, Villa are on
that's his level, in my opinion. I think that's his level as a manager. Big up Jamrock. Jamrock, what we agreed with Virgil's quotes. We didn't disagree with them. What we were saying is, I didn't want to hear them just after being told my manager was leaving on Friday night. I didn't want to hear that Virgil was saying he might leave as well. But we're not disagreeing with what Virgil said. He's correct in what he said. Absolutely correct. We just didn't want to hear it. That's all. Nagelsmann is good, mate. Simeone's my first choice.
He's changed the way he plays football, by the way, Simeone.
Simeone plays quite offensively now. I like Simeone. Yeah. He's just not getting because he's on 40 million a year.
That's bonkers.
He's just the highest paid manager. He's getting more money than Pep Guardiola, guys. He's not getting out of his contract.
I mean,
he's tried as well. Barcelona tried. Real Madrid tried. He ain't leaving Atletico Madrid.
No, he's not leaving, is he?
That's his team, man. That's his team. He ain't.
They're always there or thereabouts. Didn't they just beat Barcelona as well? And they just beat them 4-2. Atletico. So
yeah,
they're still bang at it. But I just can't. I genuinely just can't think of many other managers. I mean, are you going to try and take an international manager? Like,
there ain't anyone.
And then you're looking at the Premier League. Like, who are you going to take from a club in the Premier League? So you're obviously looking at De Zerbi, you're looking at Thomas Frank. They are kind of up and coming managers. Like, the others are far too young in the tenure. I mean, that's it really. I can't. The list isn't that big, and the managers that aren't managing clubs right now. I mean, do you want any of them? I mean, do you want Zidane? Like, he's a long time not managed a club. There's not a huge amount. There's not a huge amount, mate. The list is quite short if you really want to think about it.
Well, a lot of is it Ralph Hongenstein, the German journalist? I think he wrote Jurgen Klopp's book, didn't he? He said that I don't think Liverpool. He's been quoted today saying I don't think Liverpool will find someone as close to ticking all the boxes to take over as manager as Xabi Alonso. It's what I'm saying. The seamlessness between him and it makes so much sense, man. It just makes so much sense.
Robbie Fowler, someone wrote.
Big ugly. I don't think it's about
he just got sacked.
I don't think it's about winning things all the time. I think, when Klopp was winning the German leagues, you could tell there's something special and elite about him, and that's why everyone wanted him, and they went and got him, and he's special and elite. There's not many of them.
Can we talk about some of his achievements as well, like some of the really incredible stuff that he's done?
Go for it.
An interesting thing about Klopp as well is he's the only manager that's got a record where he's beaten Pep more than Pep's beaten him.
Yeah,
he's done it 13 times. He's done it 13 times to Pep's 11. In the Premier League, 317 games for Liverpool, 199 wins, 74 draws, 44 losses, 671 points in total. There's only one club that's better in his era, and you know who that is, Man City. But I mean, 316 games, Man City, 223 games won, 47 draws, 46 losses. They've lost more. It's just we drew more. That's all it is. But they're not losses.
It crazy that, isn't it? There's no doubt about it. Big Up Gang, it says Bayern are only 2 points behind Bayer Leverkusen. They play each other in 2 weeks. This is the thing. Bayern should still win the league. They got a far better team, Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, they should.
And they got the most elite forward in world football in Harry Kane. They should win the Premier League. And this is what I keep saying about it. Doesn't really matter what about winning stuff all the time, because I would have Xabi Alonso over Tommy Tuchel. Tommy Tuchel couldn't do the job that Xabi Alonso is doing at Bayern Leverkusen right now. But I think Xabi Alonso could win the league quite comfortably with Bayern Munich. And this is what I'm saying. Like, so it don't matter to me if he doesn't win the league with Bayern Munich, with Bayer Leverkusen this year, and Bayern Munich win the league, because Bayern Munich should win the league. It's simple as that. You know, the job he's doing shows how good of a manager Xabi Alonso is to me. It just shows how good he is. You know, Tommy Tuchel, I wouldn't. No, ain't for me, man. Ain't for me. It's a terrible manager. Yeah, Carl Walker's been a naughty boy. And then not only is Carl Walker an arsehole, and a filthy scumbag in real life, he then goes into the worst newspaper in the world to sell his story to.
Yeah.
He's just a scumbag. I'm sorry. Yeah. You know, he's been with his missus since they were 17. They're in their 30s now. And he has a 14-month affair with some bird who was on Towie, gets her up the duff, keeps it secret, and then goes and tells the worst newspaper in this country his story for a few quid. Scumbag.
Like, he needs the money.
Yeah, scumbag.
So can I just
captain as well? And he's captain.
Yeah. Can I just give a bit more kudos to my manager as well, because I've got a couple of things that I looked at. So his win, he's got the highest win percentage over any Liverpool manager in history as well, over 100 matches, Klopp, which is 62.25%. In the top five, I'll give you the top five. So you got Klopp, you got Kenny Dalglish, 58%, Bob Paisley, 57%, Rafa, 56%, and Joe Fagan, 54%. I mean, it's just incredible. Like what?
But then, like, his win percentage is higher, but Bob Paisley's trophy cabinet's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it. He's got 9 major honours, Klopp.
Yeah, which is great.
Like,
nothing wrong with
Pep's got 38.
Yeah, well, look at the clubs he's been at.
It's nuts.
Right, here's one for you. If Klopp had that Barcelona team that Pep had, if Klopp was in charge of Man City in the last 8 years, if Klopp was the manager of Bayern Munich, what would Klopp's trophy cabinet look like?
I talked about this on another show, and what Pep did though when he went into those clubs is he gutted out their entire teams. Like, he sold like 13 players from Bayern when he arrived. He got rid of 14 players from Man City, and they were big players. He did the same with Barca and brought all his kids in. I did want to just like touch on his Premier League points per season as well under Klopp, because like these are just gargantuan numbers, by the way. So when we got him in 15-16, it was 60 points. Okay. 16-17, 76 points. 17-18, 75. And these are numbers that win you the league in the olden days, by the way. Like, Man United won the league with like 75 points. Like, you know, then we go to 18-19, 97 points. 19-20, 99 points. Then you've got a drop off from 2021, which is 69. Then 21-22, 92 points. Then last year, 67. this year, at the rate we're going and the average that we're getting, we're going to average a 92-point season.
Yeah, I mean,
should win you the league.
I think we'll win the Premier League. I've been saying that for a while now. I think
should win you the league.
I think Liverpool will win the Premier League this season because I think this is going to galvanise the team, and we're going to go strong. Also shows why Klopp's been taking every cup competition very seriously this year as well. That he wants to try and win everything before he leaves. You know, a lot of people thought he'd just play kids in Europa League a lot. He wouldn't really bun it off a little bit to concentrate on the Premier League. It ain't been the case in neither of the domestic cup. So maybe he feels like he needs to try and win it. I think, yeah. The thing with Klopp the only thing with Klopp saying he's leaving, yeah, with Bayern Munich needing the manager, Barcelona needing the manager, he's going to be extremely tempted.
And possibly Germany.
Yeah, and German national job might be up as well after the Euros. He might be extremely tempted. And I know some people might get annoyed with it as well. He doesn't take that year off. He leaves at the summer, and then by August he's like Barcelona manager. I think people will look at it and go, whoa, 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 whoa. Remember, he was meant to take a year off when he left Borussia Dortmund, and he was Liverpool manager in 4 months.
Yeah, he didn't, did he?
So he might get extremely tempted to go back in. I mean, if Barcelona come calling, that's hard to go now. You're right.
I wouldn't really be that fussed if he took the German job, because they need someone to really make them revolutionize them, because they're just at the moment they're just going downhill, and I think he's probably the one man that could do that, and he's very patriotic, so you never know. I mean, if he took that, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you don't need a huge amount of energy for that, so maybe, and you probably will get a really good pay, really good wages for that as well. So I wouldn't be too fussed. But if he went into Barcelona like next year, I'd just be like, really? Like, that's been planned, and that annoys me.
Yeah.
I mean, this year, you talked about us winning the Premier League. Like, this year at the moment, we've scored more goals than any other team. We've scored 36 goals. Like, on average, we're down to score 2.5 goals a game. I mean, that's bonkers. Yeah. Like, that's bonkers.
It's mad. Sorry, just reading up some news here. So, breaking news. Apparently, there's an exclusive out saying the Premier League clubs have delayed. Most Premier League clubs have delayed signing off new contracts to existing players, aimed fears over breaching spending rules in the Premier League. So this is an exclusive that's coming out tomorrow, apparently. There's a little snippet here. Premier League clubs are delaying signing off of new contracts on players, existing players, because they fear breaching spending rules in the Premier League. That's why, and also they're saying that's why no one's really done any transfer this January either. It's an interesting one. Interesting. FFP are really.
I mean, that kind of makes sense with the managers we're looking at, then, doesn't it? Because they're not. Yeah. They're not big spenders.
And look, and people again with this whole Virgil van Dijk stuff. I see a lot of people on Twitter at the moment saying everyone's overreacting to this Virgil van Dijk stuff. And the reason they're overreacting, I'm going to say this again, the reason why everyone's overreacting, because snippets from an interview have been leaked to the press and they're throwing them all over social media and Sky Sports. So when people read these little snippets, they're going to take things out of context. This is why I'm saying I don't blame Virgil, and I don't think Virgil said anything wrong. I think he said everything correct. But the problem is, these questions shouldn't have been asked, and they shouldn't have been published. And then no one's talking about it. So it's not the fact that what Virgil said was wrong, because it's not. And everyone on Twitter is going mad at the moment, saying, "Oh, people are taking these comments out of, he's not like he's handing in transfer request and all this sort of stuff." Guys, it's not that. It's the fact that these comments are out there in the first place. That's the issue. It's not Virgil. It's the bloody people doing the interviews that are leaking it to press. That's the problem, because it was a behind-the-scenes interview in a scrum that weren't being published, that they published. That's the problem. Unpopular opinion, since 1920, when we reached the pinnacle, I think, as a club, LFA got complacent and arrogant. Since then, 2021 fall off and 2021 too. competing for the quad. 2022 fall off. 2023 competing for the quad. That's not that bad, though, Gangandeep.
Yeah, it's not bad. Don't mind that.
I know you're big up Gangandeep for the super chat. I love him, man.
Big up Gangandeep.
But that's not terrible in them.
I'm okay with that.
I know what you're saying, though. There was a fall off, but yeah, I get what you're saying. But look, Liverpool competing against a side that, in reality, no one should be competing against.
We had two poor seasons.
Yeah.
We had two poor seasons, didn't we, where we dropped out of cups and didn't qualify for we did qualify for Champions League on one of those poor seasons, but the other one we qualified for Europa League. And it's written in the stars that we might win that, and then he's won everything. No other manager's done that at a club, like won every single trophy, including the Europa League.
He's done an amazing job.
Yeah.
It's what Jamrock says.
1 in 9. 1 in 9 league titles, though. It's not good enough for me, mate.
No. So the Premier League is finally enforcing PSR and FFP. Yeah. Do you know why, Jamrock? Because the British government want to regulate the Premier League, and the Premier League do not want the British government regulating our league. Because if the British government start regulating the Premier League, that means they are entitled to look at all the books and the goings on behind the scenes. And the Premier League do not want that. So they want to regulate their own league. They don't want help from the British government. So because of that, they're starting to come down hard on FFP and Premier League sustainability rules. That's why they're starting to come down hard on it. And that's why I do believe Man City will get the book thrown at them. Because if Man City look to get away with what they're getting away with right now, and everything's kosher and they just carrying on, then the Premier League will lose all their rights and the government will take over the regulation of our Premier League. And that's the reason they're coming down hard right now. I think Virgil is just angling for a new improved contract. He is. That's what I'm saying. Guys, when I started this video about Virgil, all I was saying is I didn't like the quotes being leaked online. It's nothing wrong with what Virgil said. In my opinion, Virgil is pushing the owners to get the right manager in and the right coaching staff in, then they'll sign on the dotted line. If you don't, he will leave. He's 33 years of age. He's got every right to say that. My problem is it shouldn't have been printed out everywhere on social media in little quotes and not the full interview, and then thrown on Sky Sports. Well, we know what Sky Sports are going to do. They're going to go through the whole transcript and just take out the best juicy bits of that transcript and put it as quotes on their news bulletin boards. That's what they're going to do. And because of that, people overthink it, overplay it, and it goes over social media. That's my issue with it. Not what Virgil said. The fact that it got leaked and put out there. That's my issue. That's my issue. Big up, Jim. So yeah, I'm not going mad on this. I'm not. But I think Virgil wants he wants a new deal. Yeah, so Sky Sports just doing what Sky Sports do, trying to upset everyone.
Yep. That's a good comment as well by DJ Brains. I'm just glad that we haven't got. We're not in the Champions League to play Real Madrid in a final again.
But
I couldn't handle that.
In reality, Klopp should be leaving with 3 Premier Leagues, 2 Champions Leagues. So if City get done for everything, we will look back on it and think, yeah, Klopp should have 3 Premier League trophies at least.
I just want him to win. I just want him to win one in front of the fans before he goes.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that'd just be lovely, man. It'd just be lovely.
That'd be amazing.
But look, guys, we're going to leave it there because I promised the wife I'd just do a small video this evening. Guys, I'll be back tomorrow morning for the morning show at 11 a.m. Just chatting everything Liverpool. If there's any more stuff coming out of this, we'll go through it. If anyone's got a problem with what I said today, we'll go through it again. I'm not slagging Virgil off. I agree with him. It's the people putting the news out there I hate. So yeah, much love, guys. Don't forget, go and subscribe to K-Max channel as well. Guys, I'll be back tomorrow morning. More Liverpool chat. We keep it nice and kosher and nice and cool in the morning. So make sure you're back then. Go and subscribe to K-Max channel. Links in the chat right now. Guys, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye-bye for now. See you soon.
Up the Reds. Bye.